Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We were 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well Metaverse podcast. Peace.
I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Oh,
what? Nothing like starting out the show with a sudden look of panic. Molly, we appreciate you and all you do, my friend.
Certainly appreciate you.
Yeah.
My brother.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I see Kimberly Ann is in the building.
Kimberly Ann.
Let's go.
Now, let's see. She says, happy Tuesday, lovely people. Or is she saying, happy Tuesday, lovely people?
That's great. I would go with the former.
Yeah, probably.
That's our Kimberly Ann.
Yeah. Cool, man. How you doing? How's your week starting off?
Dude, my week is starting off pretty fantastic, man. We let's see, talk about kids real quick. My son, who is now a college football prospect, had several meetings with college coaches now. So the recruitment process is getting real. And man, had a Johnny W came to town to Dallas.
Cool.
And for those who don't know, Johnny W is a very funny comedian friend of ours. And he was like, Jason, man, won't you come through the comedy show? So I was able to do that. And then now just still getting the organization, just positioned right for the new year. A lot of changes are happening. And I know you've experienced that leading the soapstone, bro, but it's fundamental ways that people have always functioned with, and then you come in and start to change that. Who moved my cheese, doggone it?
That's right. Yeah. I can. I feel what you're saying there, and in fact, as last night, as I was thinking, all right, what do we want to call this episode? What do we want to talk about? I thought, man, how do you build the foundation of a team that's nimble and ready and able to pivot and all that? So that's cool to hear that you're experienced in that and thinking about that as is. So that's cool, man.
Yeah, here's reality, man. It's man, our brain doesn't want to respond to change, but also our brain knows that change is good. It's weird.
It is weird. I mean, there's no worse feeling than stagnation, except for maybe change.
That is great. That is great.
Trav Stu, good afternoon.
Yeah. What's up, Trav?
Yeah. Oh, and Mama Bree's in the house.
Hey,
hello, good afternoon. Have you seen what is it? Spirited with Will Ferrell's in it, and I don't know, maybe Ryan Gosling or somebody like that. The dude that plays Deadpool. That's what I don't know who they all are, but in there's a song that they sing called "Good Afternoon," and it's set back in the olden times where "Good Afternoon" was about the worst insult that you could give to somebody. Well, good afternoon, and so now, like, as I'm seeing all these good afternoons, I'm like, well, oh my, what are we doing? Good morning from London Bridge, fine gents and dames, cheerio.
Yeah, dude. Wait, man. You got to do that with the accent.
Okay,
Your
well, you
best.
give it a try. You give it a
Oh,
sizzle.
dude, it's gonna be horrible. Good morning from London Bridge. You jets and dames. Chip, cheerio. Yeah, that was
You're,
horrible. I
you're
told you.
right. I feel like yours trying to do the accent was worse than mine not trying.
Yeah, because you put the pressure. Like the expectation was so high. Like, okay, here's the accent.
Yeah.
Let's, everybody's mind went to BBC. Like, let's
Yeah.
see how he's gonna crush it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have I have a comment about that.
all right. All
Yes.
right.
Okay. So, did you guys ever see it's an old movie called Robin Hood with Kevin Costner?
Robin Hood in tights.
No, before that. It
Okay.
was with Kevin Costner. And watch it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the point I was going to bring up right now is he starts out with a British accent, but you can tell he's super struggling. And by about maybe not even halfway through the movie, they just drop it.
It's like
I
this.
just, it
This
just,
isn't working. Yeah.
just
Oh,
watch
that's
it. The
great.
movie is worth watching. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
It's like
Thank you.
Sean Connery. You know, any role that he played, he spoke exactly like Sean Connery.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, good
Sean
stuff.
Connery as Sean Connery.
Yeah, that's right.
No, Sean Connery playing X as Sean Connery.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, mourned his lossing, but my marriage was a little more secure as soon as he was out of the picture
That's
because
hysterical.
I have constantly been under the knowledge that had he ever shown up to whisk my wife away, it'd be done and over. I like even towards the end there, like I'm sure if he if he showed up, like it'd be over.
That is great. The Exterminator.
Exterminator. Good evening. Finally, someone who's not insulting.
Right. That's great.
Man, it's so good to connect with you. So good to connect with Lolly backstage there, and everybody who's hanging out watching. It's man, there's good things happening, but there's a lot of moving pieces right now. We got things happening on every
Absolutely.
front. It's awesome.
Absolutely, man. And I need a haircut, brother. I'm sitting here looking at myself on this. Typically, how often do you get your haircut?
Only once in the last 24 hours. I got it cut yesterday. Got it all trimmed up, tight and right.
No wonder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comparison is the greatest enemy, dude.
Right.
Typically, yeah. So I get a haircut every week.
Well, every week?
Brother, come on. I gotta keep the throat right, brother. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, I thought I was like lavish in my once a month haircuts.
Dude, so typically I get a haircut, every week. I skipped this past weekend
Okay.
because I had to go to Houston. And I had to go to Houston on Friday. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. So yeah, but I can tell when I haven't had a haircut.
Yeah. Now it's the hair, the beard, the whole deal.
Yeah, hair, beard, everything.
Yeah. Cool.
Because this is what it looks like.
So Kimberly Ann says, whose smoke detector battery needs charging? All right. So here's the deal.
Thank you, Kimberly. I was gonna say something. I was gonna try to find a way to weave it in.
So here's the deal. I just like if you see right here in the mirror, I just got a couple new Quest 3s for the shows that we've been doing.
Yes.
And one of them's chirping. I got to figure out how to disable it.
Oh, really? No,
Yep.
no, that echo is in the distance, my friend.
No, I'm telling you, it's the one on the left over there. I believe me, it's yeah. It's good looking out though. I'm glad. So excuse me, Renee and my mom have been watching This Is Us, and there was a smoke detector in there. I mean, it's a couple years old now, so if you guys haven't seen it and are waiting to watch it, I'm gonna spoil it. But the old dad in that, he bites it in a house fire that could have been prevented by a smoke alarm being replaced. or by not having a crock pot. Either one of those two things could have saved
That's great.
it.
Nothing like so, man. I'm one of those guys who, for a while, this you got several smoke detectors in your house. You're like, okay, one's out. I'll get to it. And then one day I realized, like, my wife was like, why won't you change the battery? And I was like, you know what? It is pretty simple. I guess I'm just being lazy. And so now I realize, like, since then, it really hit me, like, how simple is it? It's like, I don't know if you had to deal with this. Your kids are all adults now, but dude, one thing that bothers me, and it's not because I'm super anal, but what bothers me is when the toilet tissue is out and someone gets a new roll and just sets it on top of the toilet tissue.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, I'm with you on that.
So I brought my kids in the bathroom. Like, everybody come into the bathroom right now.
We got a family bathroom meeting going on.
Take out your cell phones. When I say go, start the timer. And they start the timer, and I change the roll. 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all this. You mean to tell me you that busy you can't take out 3 seconds to change the toilet tissue? That's how I view a smoke detector too. Now, not always. I don't judge anybody, but for me personally, like, I need to change the smoke detector.
Now, are you a roll coming out kind of guy, or are you from back behind, roll it down? Obviously, from my furrowed brow, I'm a rolling out kind of a guy.
That's so I used to be a roll back. Then I discovered that, and I don't know how true this is. I only have one source, but the guy who invented the toilet tissue roll actually created the roll forward.
It makes sense to me, like rolling backwards, like that just doesn't. I don't like it. Hey, at least they bring in a new roll. I get kids yelling from the bathroom that they need a roll. Yeah.
I actually created a GIF that of toilet tissue. Like, so if somebody's in the bathroom at the house or anywhere, they can use this GIF to say, "Hey, I'm out of toilet tissue." I created several of them, and one of them, once you put it down, it says, "That's all, folks." And
look at you solving problems. Like,
hey, by the way, man, my gifts. Welcome to Toilet Talk.
Yeah. Well, Metaverse, aka Toilet Talk with Aaron.
Dude, my gifts are over 400 million views.
400 million?
Insane, bro.
That's so many views. That's crazy.
If only I could get a penny for each gift.
That's right. That'd be a lot.
Yeah. but that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I looked at them yesterday and saw that I had 408 million views.
Wow.
It's just something that, here's how I look at gifts. And this goes to this topic, foundation.
Yeah.
There's certain foundational principles that are consistent. And one of the foundational principles for social media is don't create content to get popular. Don't create content to get views. You create content that's authentic and that really expresses what you want to say, and then those things follow. That's just a fundamental principle. And so what I decided was I looked at gifts and saw that gifts essentially is a language that you can tell I'm real passionate because I'm getting super serious and doing my head like this. Gifts is a language that's currently being created and written. And that language is being created every day. And so you have the opportunity through gifts to submit words into the dictionary of this language.
Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense. It also makes sense that your gifts or your gifs would be quite popular. I mean, you are a very expressive person. So just visually in a very short period of time, you can express things very, very well. Like,
Yeah, I
I need some
appreciate that.
toilet paper. Like,
but that's it's funny, man. My brain always works. Somebody said this to me yesterday. They I came up with a solution really quick, and they were just blown away. They were like, the solution solved the issues in such a way. They were like, how in the world do you come up with these ideas? Like, and the reality is the way that I problem solve is how can you do this better in a way that makes it somewhat easier and more. I think the appropriate word would be brings about a shalom. That's just this comprehensive ease or peace. And dude, yeah, and I'm like, okay, if we did it this way, this would bring peace here, 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 here,
yeah.
and let's try it. So I think that's what
Yeah.
gifts do.
Again, gifts, world peace, it's all basically the same thing.
Inner peace. Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, Jalitza's in the audience. She says,
What's
morning.
up, Jalitza? Morning to you.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah.
Somebody else said something a while back. I don't want to see it.
Jason, I loved your video about being in a bubble of people, confirming your biases, and having the courage to step out of your comfort zone. Nice message.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that was I think Lolly D reposted that. Yeah. There'll always be a conversation to condone your crap. That's
Yeah.
there will always be a group of people to applaud your foolishness, man.
Yeah.
And if you're about if you really want to be your your uh your foolishness to be confirmed, listen to the bias of those around you.
It is something to be very careful about, because we're seeking confirmation, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
And it's really easy when you're digging into something to try to find that confirmation. I know one of the things that we're kind of beta testing right now is this chill zone in the soapstone.
Yeah.
And we wanted to create a space that was safe from some of the chaos that happens sometimes.
Right.
But how is it going to be used? How are people going to benefit from it? Who's going to be hurt from it?
Right.
All of these things. So we've kind of been watching it, because if you go up and you say, hey, how's this working? People also they have a bias to want to confirm and affirm you, especially if you're in a supportive environment like the soapstone.
Yeah.
People will have a tendency to want to say, hey, it's going really good.
Right.
So if you're seeking that confirmation bias and you come in and you tee somebody up to confirm you, that's all you're going to get.
Right.
So it's really it's really kind of a tight walk, or a tightrope walk, to try to figure out how people are really utilizing something, who's benefiting from it, how they're benefiting from it, and who's being hurt by it, and how and why they're being hurt by it.
Yeah.
So this has been interesting. We've had, actually, Lolly and I, she's backstage right now. We've had discussions about it. We've had discussions with the lead team about it. We've had discussions. We did a film test last night, and we brought in a ton of people into the soapstone and just practiced a couple different camera shots and stuff. But I think we had 27 people in there, and it ended up kind of spinning into this big discussion about what's really happening with the chill zone.
That's great. And there's opportunities for authentic feedback. There's a verse that says, open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. And the idea of faithful wounds of a friend are people who tell you the truth, regardless of what you want to hear, and from a friend, like
Right.
that because they're a group of people who just tell you what you want to hear, or you can find that confirmation bias,
Yeah.
but to have the people that you can rely on to tell you the truth, regardless, it's
Yeah.
pretty
And
awesome.
that doesn't mean be mean. That
Right.
like it's
Absolutely.
like, yeah, if you're an
Don't
a-hole,
be an
you're an
idiot.
a-hole.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and you can tell the difference. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, a wound from a friend, like that's
It's sweet.
yeah, yeah,
It is, man, it's nothing like that time when I was going through this interview process and somebody said something to me that rubbed me the wrong way. And I said to you, man, somebody said something and it rubbed me the wrong way. And you said, yeah, I think you're taking it the wrong way. And I was like, huh, maybe he's right. And I just, but for you to, you didn't jump on the bandwagon like, yeah, dude, how dare he come to you and say that? That
yeah,
is absolutely ridiculous. You have every right in your mind to feel the way that you feel. No, you didn't do that. You're like, Jason, maybe I think you're looking at it the wrong way.
yeah. So, a little secret. Uh, Anytime folks on our lead team, especially, come to me, and maybe we ought to bring Lolly out here. I'm bringing you out, Lolly.
We could, we
Lolly
could.
and I have conversations from time to time, as well as many the other folks on our lead team. And one of the things that I know has to be very frustrating is oftentimes when you bring a situation, like, where do we focus? We focus on, okay, is there any way we can give the other person the benefit of the doubt? Is there any way that we can look at our decisions at our actions and figure out our part in it? By the way, Lolly D visually right now is turning in her resignation for the show. As I
No,
just told you.
but I would like to say this. You do an incredible job of harnessing some pretty strong personalities, and I see why you put this group together. We all have different things we bring to the table. We're different ages. We're different sexes. We're in different parts of the country. We have different interests. There is
Or the
so
world.
much brought together in this group. And I think part of our own problem is that we have this love and passion for what we do, and we get invested in it, and we are doing our absolute best. And then somebody says something and we're like, oh, no, you did it. So half the time when people say things, we're saying it in text, which is horrible. We should never communicate that way. So having our meetings now on a weekly basis and being able to talk to each other is the best thing we can possibly do. Because I think if we just, like you keep telling us, just take a step back and, maybe try to see it a different way. And when you do, most of the time, even me reading text, I'll read it one way and then all of a sudden words that were there before are gone, and they're not edited. It's just, I filled them in. I filled those words in.
Yeah.
So
Man, that's the yeah.
we all do it. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, Lally, I so appreciate you and our entire lead team. Like, you talk about the diverse group that we get the opportunity to work with. You talk about the passion that we all have, and you roll into that we're all imperfect, broken people. And so to bring this group of superheroes together and be able to work together, it's incredible. I appreciate you and our entire lead team so
And
much.
by the way, we're doing a lot better. We should say that. Yes, we have had our days, but I think making all of our feelings really clear to each other is probably the best thing we ever did, because now we kind of understand each other a little better. I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
It hasn't been, nor would it be, something that would turn on a dime or a knife folding. But if I look back over the last couple months, we've made this kind of gradual transition, and I feel like the dynamics of our team are good, which is important because the lead team dynamics are the foundation of the culture at the Soapstone.
Mhm.
Like, we how we treat each other, how we communicate with each other, how we empower each other, how we love each other, frankly, that is going to set the tone for how the CSMs and the CSPs treat each other and communicate with each other, how our contributors, how our performers, how our hosts, how all of these people are going to community together. It's the foundation of that is how the lead team acts and treats each other.
And it always does come from the top, Aaron. That is 100% true. If you were a different person, this would be a whole different place. And it would,
I
because
was
that
just thinking
attitude would carry all the way
that.
down. Really, totally. So yeah, and kudos to you. And I think everybody in our group really does like each other and really wants to be liked by each other. And so
Indeed.
we're all getting there. We're getting there. We're doing
All
good.
right. Indeed. Good
Look,
stuff happening.
little by little,
Yeah.
bit by bit.
Yeah. And Jason, I remember early on in our journey, you and I having one of those kind of a little bit tougher conversations early
Yeah,
on. And you're like, as you're doing this, you will attract people around you that have similar values and are similar people, and we have the
yeah,
lead team, as diverse as our lead team is, there's things that we all have in common that are just core to who each and every one of us is, and that's a passion for what we do. That's a love for people.
yeah,
That's a strong will and the ability to push forward in adversity. And that's also not being knocked back in our seat, when we feel like we are.
right. So good, brother. So good.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
How about you? It's been a while since you've stepped in the role of leading your organization. Um,
Uh-huh.
what do you do to set the foundation for change and the foundation for the culture that you want?
First of all, relationships, relationships, relationships. There's a consistent, okay, if we build a relationship together, you're more and you know me, it makes it easier for you to trust when if you go blind and I have to lead you.
Mm,
Because you already know my heart, you know my concern for you. So there's this whole idea. The old saying goes, it's people don't care how much you know until they know that you care.
mm,
So allowing people to see your heart, your let's build a friendship. I care about you more than where we're going as an organization. I care about you.
mm,
Now, as you're part of this organization and you know that I care about you and we care about each other, here's where we're going as an organization, keeping the vision in front of people. And then in the midst of that, if I think once people you make clarity of vision, you also allow people to speak into the process.
mm,
It's, hey, here's the vision. How do you think we should get there? What do you think we should do?
mhm,
Here's how we get there. What are your thoughts on this? Just got allowing them to have, you create buy-in through allowing them to have feedback and not searching for the confirmation bias.
mm. So it sounds like it starts with relationship,
Yeah,
genuine relationship. Let's be two people in the same orbit, spending time together,
absolutely.
and just know and understand each other.
Right.
And then from there, it's let's get you involved in where we're heading. And also, I'm picking up a bit of it's that mutual respect. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
my role here is casting the vision on where we're going.
Right.
And if you're respecting that vision, then I'm going to respect your input to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get to speak into it, even if like you don't have to agree with it. It doesn't change the fact that this is where we're going. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and I'm
yeah,
not threatened by you shooting holes in it.
yeah.
Matter of fact, if it has holes in it, great. Now the holes are exposed. Why are there holes? Let's and that allows you to speak into it because I value you as a part of the organization. An organization is called an organization for a reason. It's not a solo thing. It's
Mm.
an organized effort of individuals
Yeah.
working towards a common goal.
Yeah.
And then, man, it's what's the beat? Like, how are we marching? You got it. Somebody has to set the tone, the beat of the drum.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the beat of the drum. The beat of the drum is okay. If you don't like where we're going, you rather stay where we've been because you like comfort. How do we create this shalom and moving forward? It's like, you know what? Okay, here's some verbiage. Hey y'all, we're here's the vision. We're moving forward. And so we all know that we don't like to move as humans.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever somebody is tempted to say, hey, let's fall back to be the one in the crowd who's looking for that confirmation bias, let's create these buzzwords to jolt us into where we're supposed to be. So if I say, hey, I know that's what we were, but now the new buzzword is forward. If I say forward, that's an indication that, hey, we already talked about we not wanting to move.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime any one of us are showing our propensity to stay behind, somebody says forward, it's like, oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that term, jolt us into, uh, the action or the recognition, I guess.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that, sometimes that's what it takes.
And also exploring where we used to be. How did it work for us? And like,
Yeah.
hey, it wasn't really working.
Alma
And
says
that can be
we're
tough sometimes.
carefully getting our house built upon the rock. There we go. Indeed. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, look at this. Tanzer. We got old school Horizon Worlds royalty in the house. Collaboration sweetens the sauce, especially when everyone knows the strengths of the team and lets that person do what they do well. And everyone bounces
Yes.
off ideas that leads to great results. Yeah.
Yeah. And also everyone know their strengths.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
being confident enough in our strengths to not view other people's opinions as a threat.
absolutely.
Like, and that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
So I'm the leader of the organization, right? And so we do a food drive. We like, you know what? Let's try to, you know, slay this hunger beast. And on, once every 3 months we do a food drive. Well, I show up as the leader to encourage everybody. And one lady has a bunch of tomatoes she's putting in bags. And she's an organizer, really good. And so this is like everybody's community service. So everybody's excited. And I go over her to her and I was like, I'm an organizer. I figure out better ways to do things. So I'm talking to her, encouraging her. I'm like, you know what? We're struggling to open these bags. Why don't I open the bags and give them to you? You put the tomatoes in. So she's like, you know what? That sounds good. Okay. I had my system down, but okay. And dude, I opened one bag and she ready for the other one. Dude, it was a train wreck. My idea was a train wreck. And we laughed. And I was like, I probably should stick to just running the organization, huh? And we laughed. We laughed so hard about that, man. And now, anytime somebody's stepping outside, what they say do, like, you trying to bag tomatoes, huh? That's what you're trying to
You're trying to bag tomatoes. That's another one of those words, huh?
do. There it is. Like, let's move forward. Let's not bag tomatoes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
Lolly D says, why does
What is a Sunday call talk? Yeah. It does. It does. Well, you know why? You know why it feels like that? Because we're talking about foundation. And
Yeah.
man, when we get our lead team together, we talk about foundation every time. There's times when we've got to get into the details and talk about a specific situation, but even in those, like I'm kind of half paying attention to the details. But what I'm really looking at is the surrounding dynamics of
Yeah,
the details, you know? Uh,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
All right. Let's see what time we got. Man, we got a 12:34. Lally, let's bring you out and let's talk a little bit about what's happening. And Jason, I know you gotta hit it pretty quick here.
I
Uh,
do.
yeah, so let's bring Lally out. And
Uh,
Jason,
high
let me
five,
tell you,
Lolly.
my friend, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nailed it. All right,
Yeah, that
nice
high
to meet
five
you, my friend.
lacks so much soul, my brother. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This I still
All
can't
right,
do it
bro.
right. Yeah.
The other way, other hand, Aaron. This way.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
there you
go.
go.
There you go.
Yeah. What is
Okay.
it? Yeah, cool.
Anyways,
All right.
our featured show of the week is Les Soapstone,
Yeah.
which
Let's all start on.
the French show that's being developed, and boy, oh boy, I got to give Bart and Lever some credit here. These two are going all out. I'm beginning to feel like a competition of the marquee hosts to come up with the most creative way to present their shows, and these guys, they're going out making videos. They called in some favors for Sensei Jay, who's so awesome. Sensei Jay, we love you so much. I tease the heck out of him, but my gosh, if somebody will, and I mean, it's like, well, hey, Sensei Jay, can we do this? And it's like, well, do you want to do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it right now. But anyway, so they worked with Sensei Jay and they made this fantastic video that they have. I don't know. Have you released it, Bart? I'm not sure. But it's fantastic. And their show, my gosh, the French people, they were a little late. They always come a little late, which is kind of funny. Bart's always saying, well, I don't know if they're gonna come, but it's always full and they're laughing, having a great time. So those two got good chemistry and they're really pulling that show off. And even if you're an American and you stop by, or non-French speaker, I should say, and you stop by, it's really fun to hear them talking.
Absolutely.
People will walk in the soapstone and go, what's happening here? And am I in the soapstone? It's just really funny.
Yeah.
Great show. Great.
Yeah, I love the video. I caught a little preview of it, but I love the video that they're putting together. And yeah, that's the dynamics there of, the marquee hosts for a show getting a vision and taking the initiative to make it happen and tapping in people on our team, tapping in Sensei Jay and saying, hey, can we get together and shoot some of these footage or some of these shots? And they had a shot list. This is what we're looking to get. And then we got together and executed on it.
Yeah.
Really,
Organized.
really good.
So
And then Liverb, again, this dude, like, I think he was in the soapstone for many months before he really started kind of stepping out of his shell. But now he just keeps peeling back the layers.
Did you have any idea he could play and sing the piano? I play the piano and sing the way he does.
And the skill set that this guy has, it's incredible. Because by the way, he did all the editing on that video.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah, it just and we see that over and over in the soapstone where people will come in a little quiet, a little shy, a little easy to overlook, perhaps. And then they'll find their lane, they'll find their groove, and they'll start opening up. They'll start peeling back the layers. And it's like, whoa, look at who we have involved in this organization. It's amazing.
There was a young lady. I walked into Soapstone this morning. The other instance must have been full, so I got kicked over to the other one. And I walked into this young lady on the stage, and I'm not going to say her name because she might not appreciate it right now.
Sure,
I don't know. She's very shy. But the reason she was in the instance all by herself was for that exact reason. She was on the stage. She was practicing her craft, and she was super nervous about it. So I walked in and surprised her, and she got a little nervous. But it's fun to see that because she's like, I want to go into the main instance. I'm just not ready. And she was doing great. But, then a couple people come in and start encouraging and then boom, they're off.
You know who else did that? Two people come to mind. One, Jason Earls, who was just on this show. That's how he tightened up his comedic material. He would go into a closed instance by himself and get on stage and just feel it by himself. And also Bob Smiley. Bob Smiley would go into an instance by himself and like especially his movements and stuff like that. He would get a feel for it.
Yeah,
So
he'd
yeah.
have to get that avatar part down. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's so funny. We've had the discussions before, but his biggest, sorry, Meta Voice, stop calling me. My phone. How do I shut off Discord? Anyway, he told me that the toughest thing for him was that I don't know how to hang up the phone. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hang up the Discord call.
We can't. I can't hear it, but
I know. Hold on. Let me get out of it. Okay, we're good. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my phone's going through and ringing. But
no worries.
what was I talking about? Oh, Bob Smiley was telling me how much he relies on his face, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now he's got these goggles like no face, so he
Yeah.
had to overcompensate in other ways. So it's interesting what the goggles present in other challenges, even for seasoned people.
Yeah.
Learning how to do that. So it's kind of cool.
For sure. For sure. Well, that's good. Les Soapstone is a great show. Of course, the marquee hosts of Live Verb and Bart are spectacular in that show, and good things happening. Today is Tuesday, which means we got some trivia happening tonight. We got a little bit of the soap stove going on tonight.
Yep.
All kinds of good things happening. So.
Yep, we sure do. And everybody is just, you can see the excitement at the Soapstone because we're getting so much more traffic these days. Not that we haven't always been busy, but since Christmas, and I would say even the last couple of weeks, I've been meeting people going, wondering where have they been? They got them for Christmas, but they were explaining to me, well, I do what everybody does. I played games, then I found Horizon Worlds, and now I've sort of wandered around, and now here I am settled in the Soapstone. So, we're really getting a big onslaught of a lot of people. So it's the people, we're getting excited. Our shows are full, and it's great. It's awesome.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. On that, let's how do we end this thing? Do we
tell Renee that Sean Connery is in that Robin Hood movie and he is looking good.
All right. You're
That's
not talking about First Night, are you? No, because he was in First Night.
It's called Robin Hood. I know it's okay. Way beyond your time. It was in the 90s. And it's hilarious. I can't think of the actor that plays. I'm gonna go that guy that played in that movie, but the guy that plays the terrorist in Bruce Willis's movie at Christmas that I can't think of either.
Yeah, from Harry Potter as well.
No. Yes,
guy,
yeah. He plays the sheriff, and oh, is he good?
Yeah. All right. Excellent.
Watch that movie.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of Well Metaverse and part of the Soapstone and part of our lives. We'll see you soon in the Soapstone.